Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Cam, and today this video is going to be about the books that I've read in February. So first up, I wanted to talk about the first book I read in February, which was actually one I read in most of January, because it took me a while, and that is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is Brandon Sanderson's high fantasy story. It was really good. It's hard to describe because there's just so much that's in this story. It's basically using the power of storms as magic. It's a lot. Below I'm going to link a review that I wrote for this book on my blog if you want more of my thoughts. Next up is going to be Do You Dream of Terra-Two by Temi O. So this is basically a book where it's in an alternate Earth, basically, where a century ago they discovered a planet that was very similar to Earth that humans could live on. So this takes place in the UK, and they basically recruit teenagers to become astronauts, and they train their whole lives. So they train from when they're like 10 or 11 till when they're 18 or 19 to go to space, to go to this planet. And it's a long voyage where the 6 teenagers and like 5 or 6 other adults are going to be on there with them. These are trained astronauts, and they're basically just there to be the colony starters. Okay, I wanted to like this one, and I did for the most part. I just found that there were parts of it that were unrealistic. Some of the characters were not smart, as you would imagine that, you know, an 18, 19-year-old astronaut would have to be. And a lot, there was some mental health problems going on, as you could imagine would happen if you're going on, you know, this long haul voyage. But these mental health problems were never addressed. They were never treated. They were never given the proper care that you would. There were just some things here that were a little bit problematic. Overall, I thought the story was okay. I gave this a 3.5 stars. I would recommend it still if it sounds interesting to you. I just had a few issues with it. You can check out my review for that on my blog below. Okay, next up is going to be Rogue Princess by B.R. Myers. First of all, I bought this because of the cover. This cover is gorgeous. I loved this cover, and this sounded interesting to me because this is a gender-bent Cinderella retelling. So the Cinderella character, I guess, would be the man in the story, and then the princess is, her name is Delia. Delia has to marry to save her planet, and she has to choose between a few of the princes that have come from all around the solar system to come for, you know, to propose marriage. And there's a plot, and there's this, and there's that. Overall, this story was very exciting. It was very interesting to read. The one thing I would say is that there was almost like just insta-love, which I'm not a fan of. It almost seemed like the romance moved a little too quickly. I would have wished kind of that the author kind of just took her time in developing their romance. But overall, it was a good story. I would definitely recommend this. I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads. You can also check out the link below for my review on this. Next up is going to be a book that I actually had to put down because The Magicians by Lev Grossman. Okay, so let's start in on this. I had to put this down because I was not interested in the writing. It put me in a reading slump, basically, and the main character, basically anytime a woman was introduced, the first thing he mentions is her boobs. And it's like, okay, I get it. People have boobs, but I just, why? And in addition, there's a character who walks with a limp, and she has a cane, and when the character is walking towards them for the first time, when you're being introduced to this character, they call this character a slur. You can't just say, oh, it's so-and-so. You have to say, oh, look, it's the... I'm not going to say that word because It's insulting. I had to put this down just because I was annoyed, and maybe it's because this is a product of a different time. I mean, it was published in 2009, but still, like, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I had to put this down. I might pick it up at some point again, but not right now. I didn't give this a star rating just because I didn't finish it, but if I had to rate what I read, I would give it like 2 stars. Nothing happened. I read like 150 pages out of like the 400 or so pages that are in here, and I was not interested. I was not invested in the characters at all. Yeah, it happens. So next up is a book that I'm actually reading on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical version, but it is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. So I've gotten like 100 pages into this right now. I'm still reading it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by the end of February, maybe, but I'm including it because I've read a chunk of it. I think everyone knows what the story's about. It's the Shadowhunters and in Victorian England. I'm enjoying it. This is a reread for me. I did want to restart. I did want to read the rest of the Infernal Devices, just to prepare myself for Chain of Gold, which I'm also interested in reading. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I can't really give it a star rating yet. I think I gave it a 3-star the first time I read it, but rereading it, I think I might bump that up to a 4. I'm not sure. I have to finish it because I have the memory of a goldfish, so I don't remember anything from my first read of it. Anyway, those are all the books I read in February. Really interested in continuing some of the books that I've started in February, and I have a lot of new releases that are coming out in February that I'm super pumped for. So yeah, that's going to be it today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye!